Bishop, you mentioned don't smack children and tell them nicely. But what if we repeat 10 times? They still don't listen.
Smacking children can have negative consequences, including increased aggression, mental health issues, strained parent-child relationships, impaired social skills, and potential long-term behavioral problems. Positive, non-violent discipline methods are generally recommended for healthy child development. Here is what Bishop has to say about this.
We need to understand, being a parent, who told you it was an easy task? If you think it's just fun having children, no, it is the biggest responsibility you could ever confront, because now you are dealing with someone's life and destiny. And this child's destiny is in your hands. God has entrusted you as mom and dad with this child's destiny. It is the biggest responsibility you could ever ask for. Don't ever think being a mother or a father is an easy thing, and just by saying once to your child, they get it and they'll do. No, it's going to be hard. It is meant to be hard, because to raise a child for God, it was never meant to be easy. Because you are living in a world that is godless. And you want to raise a child in a world that doesn't want to believe and know about your God. It's a challenging task, but we need to persevere by always asking the Lord. Mom and dad, ask the Lord to comfort you, to support you, to strengthen you, to sustain you, to give you patience, tolerance, you name it. You need to ask the Lord. And at the end of the day, we are humans, even though we are mom and dad. As humans, we all have our limits. So your limit is 10 times, yes? Yeah, sometimes you're tired, you come from work. The last thing you want is your son or daughter whinging, complaining, crying, running around. You want to have peace and quiet. You've been bombarded at work for 10, 12 hours on end. You want to come back to a peaceful home, and you see it's like a zoo.
By saying like a zoo, he's comparing the noises or activities at a zoo with those at home.
And then you come to your son, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 6-year-old, whatever. God bless all our beloved children. They're beautiful angels. Love them. And you come and say, son, be quiet. Don't argue with your sister. And the son is still at it. And son, don't do it. And the son is still at it. And your blood is boiling up now. And especially if you're Middle Eastern, then it's going to be an erupting volcano. And then before you know it, you explode. You smack your child. Psychologically, this is 100% true. You smack the child with severity, he will give you the favor back. One day he'll smack you. Be careful. I don't mean he may smack you literally far from you as a father and from your son, but he can smack you in so many different ways, because he's returning the favor now. I know it's hard to control ourselves because we are weak. We're humans. We can only take so much on board. But always remind yourself, do I want to have the headache once my child is a grown-up adult or not? Then, if you don't want to have the headache, befriend your son, befriend your daughter, be their friend. Don't be this authoritative father or mother. Be a friend. Teach your child from the very early age, this is not right. And this where mom and dad come into play. Both must be in the same level. Not daddy says one thing, the mother goes on the other side and says to the child, don't listen to your daddy, he knows nothing. Yeah. No, the child is very smart. If he sees mom says one thing, daddy says another, he will go to the one that says yes and override the other. Big problem. Huge problem. Children have this tendency. They'll go to mom. Mom says no. They run to dad. Dad, please, 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 dad. I love you, dad. I love you, I love you. And then daddy says, yeah, okay. But mom says, no, I said no. It's all right, it's all right, it's all right. Daddy says, okay, don't worry about your mom. Oh, big mistake. When the son comes to daddy, the daddy has to say, what did mom say to you? Did she say no? Let me check with mom. Mom, what did you say when our beloved, not my son, our son? Yes, we need to watch the language. Very careful. What did you say when our son came and said this? I said no. Well, next time, my son, when mom speaks, daddy speaks. And when daddy speaks, mom speaks, okay? Don't ever do that again. We love you. When mom says no, don't come to me because I say the same thing as mom. The child has no choice but to be submissive to both of you.
I agree with the message. Parents should have the same voice and should use proper disciplining methods. If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.